Hey, shh. Quiet. You're loud. Wow. That was a headache. It's ridiculous. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, so well, hang on. I retract that. Not everything that could. I could have put a chunk of wood through the house, or smashed the fence, or busted a window, or put a hole in the roof. None of that happened. But um, I just ended up cutting my rope about in half, right below where I was tied in. So like I had it anchored off the whole time to keep it from breaking. Then as I get going, my suspenders broke that I was just talking good about. They snapped off as they're holding, and that scared the living hell out of me. Then I ran out of gas. It was just, it was crazy, ridiculous. So, but I'll walk you guys over, show you what. Hey, shh, monster. Hey, come here, come here. Stop. Knock it off, man. You're being loud for no reason. You don't have to bark at everybody you see. So what's up with you, Scoot? How are we doing today? Christopher. It went okay. Everything, a bunch of little things. I just ruined my climbing line, so I won't be climbing with the zigzag for a while because I just cut my rope that I use for the zigzag, and I cut it with about 15 foot from the Sonai, so that rope, I can basically use it for like I don't know, 20 to 30, maybe foot off the ground, maybe 40 at the, no, not even 40. If I doubled it, there's no way. I'd say 30 foot off the ground is all to be good for now. So that's a bummer. That thing's ruined. My suspenders totally broke off of me while I was up there. They just erupted, and the back popped off, and the front was still hold on, but the sewing on that back ended up giving finally, which I'm not surprised because that I imagine the sewing thread that they used rotted after getting wet a few times from sweat and stuff like that, being in the rain. But yeah, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. If you guys were on here for the live feed right beforehand, you would have seen Mike Fights came on here. I did a job for Mike, and I put the video out. It was a bunch of dead ash trees, and he commented on here and said, "Hey, I just took off to St. Louis, or I'd give you a hand." I totally forgot about Mike, so I'm sitting there and I've just finished my last cut and was on my way down, and all of a sudden I hear somebody pull up and whistle at me, and I'm like, "What the hell?" So I look up, it's Mike. He offered to stop and help and give me a hand, which is really cool, but I didn't want to. I'm pretty over it. My wife was trying to get me to get down because everything that kept going wrong. She's like, "Michael, that's a sign from God to just quit for the day." But me being me, I refused, so I kept going. Ran out of gas, so I had to do all my last cuts with the handsaw. What'd you do at work today, Scoot? What'd you guys have? While I unrobe, get all this stuff off, and my lanyard just broke right here. The cable rotted. I still use it. I just back it up with a knot a few feet back from where I'm going and use it that way. It still catches, but I guess if you took tension off and then put it back in, it would probably, there's a chance for it to slip. But the rest of my stuff off here, and I'll walk you guys over to I'll walk you over to the tree, show you what I got left, what the game plan is. So apparently I think Jake may have texted, which is very surprising. I don't know if he's gonna work or not. We'll see. But either he'll give me a hand tomorrow, or I'll have Mike come up here and give us a hand. And we're gonna follow this enormous bastard through the fence. I'm gonna take that fence section down. Yesterday I took out all the, you know how on fence rows you'll get a bunch of vines and shit like that, so and they end up growing and becoming trees, little saplings, and they're all wrapped up in the fence. Well, I sat over there for probably 2 hours with my handsaw, which I doled up pretty bad, and my handsaw and my little axe, and I finally got everything off the fence so that I could take the fence apart so that I can try to fall it between the two poles. So it is going to be quite the eruption when it hits, so that should be chaotic. I did a lot of, you know, snap cuts, shelf cuts, stuff like that to get the limbs down. And then also a lot of strapping them, you know. I take this one, anchor it to the spar, and then put this one up on the branch, connect them, cut it, and let it dog leash it to itself. Then grab it afterwards and chuck it over the fence or down by the tree. So let me take you guys over here and show you what is left. Just let's see here. Maple removal, nothing too fun. Oh man. Yesterday, my back is hurt so bad right now. Well, yesterday, hit, like, for some reason my back was hurt real bad. Hit, like, right where I got the injury from falling. I think I must have, I don't know, something's just messed up in my back. It feels like it's cracked or something back there, but it got to hurting really bad yesterday, and I got in my truck here, and I hit this pole on accident, and the right here where you open the back glass, there's two, like, they're like just spikes, and that thing fell down right into my back, right where it was hurting, and I have like 2 holes in my back now, and they hurt so fucking bad. I'm in misery right now. Oh, but okay, here you go. Let me show you. See if I can view the camera that way I could see what's left. See, that's all we got left. Not a whole bunch. If you can see there, it's the back side here, and this over here is the front. So all this is what's going to hit the ground. So if you notice, it's all kind of straight. That way nothing hits first. It should all kind of lay together. But on top of that, it had, I'd say 80% or more was hollow and completely rotted. So I can't go real high up with my rope, my pull rope. It needs to almost be down here somewhere. Maybe third crotch up. No higher than that, because you get any higher and it's hollow, and I don't trust it. It felt like it was going to break with just my body weight on it. So we'll probably notch it right up here, and we're going to send it between these 2 poles there. My ladder worked perfect. There's no to this section here, so I can just walk up my ladder and over it. But yeah, I just threw all the brush right out here. I almost kept it all out of the road. Ended up with a stick or 2. Let's see. Look right down here. See down, yeah, right there. That's all the vines and stuff that I took out. It had this whole, you couldn't even see that there was a pole there. And I finally got it all off the fence and out of there. There's a whole pile of stuff here that I took off of it. There's my suspenders that broke. There is my camera mount that broke. There's my camera going dead and recording nothing. And there's my rope I cut. You can probably see it right there. It's cut over halfway through, so the rope's probably no good no more. So it really sucks. I love that rope, but I guess I could use the rest of it for like a grapple and still use the zigzag on it, or maybe I'll check my rocket line and see if maybe it'll fit on the zigzag, but I don't know. I seen someone else use the Tuffelberger Tachyon Ash on the zigzag, but I can't get mine to fit. So I guess I haven't really tried real hard, but yeah, it didn't fit. Yeah, Mike, right before you showed up, that's why I was coming. If you notice, when I was coming down out of the tree, I had my lanyard on the whole way. I literally was waiting for my rope to break as I was coming down, so I got to about 10-15 feet and then finally took my lanyard on and shot down real quick. That way it didn't break. But yeah, pretty pissed about the rope. The rest of the stuff I can handle. You know, the suspenders, I had 14-15 bucks buy a new pair. But All Gear just came out with a new rope that is taper the end. It will fit. Cool. Okay, Scoot, I'll have to do that. Maybe I'll work on that this evening, see if I can get it to fit. Or actually, I don't have to work on it this evening. I don't really have anything else in that tree to climb. I don't trust rigging out of that tree. All the sections that I were on were all hollow, and like they twisted as I was up there. As I moved, they twisted like crazy. So I don't trust the tree to try to rig out of. So that's just I'm following what's left, and hopefully it goes good. I should be able to maybe take it over this way. Hopefully these neighbors over here maybe will let me use a tree to hook my tree jack to. But if they won't, then I'll just pull my truck over here and use it to anchor to. But yeah, if you look here, I'll show you. Try to fall in between the two sections of fence there. It don't look too bad from this direction. It looks skinny and little. But if you look over here, there's a good chunk of back weight that I wish I would have been able to work on, and I probably would have chunked a bunch of that out. But as I was going, like I said, my saw ran out of gas, and then I was just over it. I said, hell with it. Anyone know a bender set that works on Notch Centennial? Does your notch have, does it have little rings on it? Like accessory rings on the back? You just need to find out, does yours have, a ring on the back or somewhere to connect it, a single spot right dead in the middle on the back? And then you want two up here on the front. And I bought some that are called AWP is the name brand. I bought them from Lowe's and they were $15. And actually, I have to go over and get my camera right now, so I'll show you the suspenders of the day bread. But if I would have probably sewn them a little better, they wouldn't have broke. But I was just trying them out. I wanted to see how long they would last for $15 suspenders. I think it was less than that, but yeah, see how long they would actually last. So I just used them and did nothing. But here they are. They're really comfortable. Right there's where they broke. You can see the strap there ripped off. But yeah, it's all going to depend on where your mounting spots are at on your on that Notch Centennial. If it's a 3 or 4, some of them have 2 in the back and then 2 in the front. So you'll find a 4-pronged suspender if that's the case. If it's got one dead in the middle, I would suggest using a 3-prong. like in the middle of your back. So that's all going to depend on what you got. So I would check your saddle, see what, ow, the hell, I hit my head. See what you have, and then kind of buy whatever works then. I ended up falling, trying to hold cameras in each hand. Oh. See if I can keep up with the comments. Yeah, go to Lowe's over where they sell like their, I don't know, carpenter belts and stuff like that. It's in that area. They had a couple different kinds, so I imagine they have, my brother has a set that's 4, and they have like gel things right here, and they're super comfortable. I think he bought his at Lowe's. It may have cost a few more bucks, but I mean, I wouldn't imagine they cost that much. And then I know Monkey Beaver make theirs, but it's quite a bit more. And then you got shipping, and you got to wait for them, stuff like that. But if you can wait, I mean, and you want to get those, always send somebody to Monkey Beaver. But Sky the Tree Guy Evans, Christopher Elder has one, but they said not sure on compatibility. What's up, Joshua? I used similar AMP suspenders from Lowe's on my aggravation, and they were great. Yeah, those are super comfortable. They don't weigh anything. I promise you, if I put them on a scale, they don't weigh a pound. Like, they are so incredibly light. So it was like, it was so nice to have the pressure taken off my hips and moved to my shoulders. But because the suspenders didn't weigh anything, I had no pressure on my shoulders. It just spread it. It was even between hips and shoulders and like to back. So as soon as they broke, everything became uncomfortable again. And I was like, oh no. I pruned that tree after a big storm damage it had in an ice storm that we had 2 years ago, or maybe, no, it wasn't 2 years, it was less than that, about a year and a half. And what's crazy is I ended up doing that, and I talked the lady out of like topping it, you know, real low like this one was, and she told me just do what you want. And then I ended up buying the house, now I live here, and I'm so glad I didn't top that thing. And just did a crown reduction and fixed what stuff was broken, splintered, which it's starting to fill back in. But yeah, it's a big old nice tree when it's bloomed though. I got my trailer fixed up. We lifted it another section and re-braced the front, and now you have these right there, these little metal plates. This is where the log lifter that's over there, the log lifter comes and slides down on these 2x4s and braces across these, and these little angle iron pieces will keep it from cutting into the board and making grooves. But well, I didn't notice that. I need to cut that off. But yeah, that we ended up completely re-bracing it. My OCD, well, I say I did it. My OCD, the racks, the bracing for the racks down through here was off by a little bit, and it drove me nuts. So I finally got it straightened up, and had to weld up a license plate bracket, and then had to weld up some metal pieces to put on these boards so that my magnet lights will stay and mount there. Mounted another section there to hold my pitchfork and snow shovel usually go in there. And then on this side I welded up a spare tire holder the other day, and then switched out my new tire and got it ready. So, I don't think I did a whole bunch more, but yeah, that's the trailer. It's like my Swiss Army trailer now. It does everything. It has all kinds of attachments that get put on it and taken off. On top of that, the crane arm now swings around here. I'll show you. The crane arm now swings around and will, if it starts to bow or go down, it's braced by this. It'll lay right here onto it and run over to here to the log lifter. So what's nice is when I fall this thing and I get it on the ground, I'll do some video. Maybe I'll go live and show you guys the log lift and how it works, and we'll load some logs up and stuff if you guys want. Maybe tomorrow. I gotta put a sock cap on. Hang on, my ears are about to freeze off. Getting cold. Oh. Burning Stubbs turning 40 tomorrow. Right on. Well, happy birthday, brother. That's awesome. Brush cart turned into a great log cart. Happy birthday, Joshua. That's good. Gotta go. Have a great weekend, all. Hey, yeah, Scoot, you too, buddy. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna pick everything up. I'm done for the day. I should be out here. Well, I may come back out here in a little bit and pull my trailer over there and load up the brush so it's ready to either go to the landfill or go to my dump site tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. I didn't plan on doing even the first live video, but I figured I might as well document the fact that Dave's a dick and he didn't show up and screwed me over. So, which is ridiculous, because I was fine with sitting at home. I didn't need to work. I was good. But when a guy calls you and says, man, I need to work, I need money, I'm this, I'm that, I don't have this, I don't have that. I said, well, hell, dude, I didn't want to schedule work and then you can't make it. And then I got to find somebody else. He says, no, I'll figure out a way to get there. Okay, I'll get us some. Sure as shit, as soon as I call him, he can't make it. Yesterday, I started on it, he didn't show up. I was just going to pay him for like 2 or 3 days. Even though I could probably do that in a day with no problem. But, you know, he needed work, so I was going to give him about 2 or 3 days on it, and then this happened. He's more worried about getting a ride to go to his job where he picks up shit all day. Whatever. I don't understand that. Make 2 to 3 times the amount of money with me for a couple hours as you do there. Well, but he gets to sit on his ass in a bobcat and push shit, so probably likes that. Deep down, that's a lazy dude sometimes, I think. But then again, he works his ass off when he comes to work. I don't know. I'm just mad. So I'm being a dick. At least I can admit it, right? Oh. Dang, the temperature got cold out here quick. Need to be as live. I feel like you guys don't. I feel like my live feeds are boring, and they're not. Nobody. I just don't feel like there's that enjoy. Oh man, my back so bad right now. Oh no. Wow, it feels like it did when I fell. Oh, it's been a couple months since I felt that. Wow. And then yesterday, as I'm on my way in, my wife got home. I was outside with my daughter and my wife, and I was going to let the dog go to the back, and my daughter opens the sliding, or the glass door to get inside, and my ribs are still, if you see, my ribs are still poked out pretty good right there. The door hit me in my ribs and shoved my ribs back out. And, oh, right there. So my sternum's not like connected here. It's pretty messed up. Oh, it hurts like hell. Hard to find good, reliable employees. Yes. Do not need to come work with you. I would be there every day, all day. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you ever get my way, you just hit me up. Hard to find good, hard workers. Yes, it is. And I can't. I need to stop. Dave's a good worker. He's got other problems that keep him from being a great worker. You know, so he could be a great worker. I don't like the fact that he's been doing this for so long and he's not improved or bettered himself. Like, he should already have been climbing a long time ago, but he just doesn't care to learn anything new. If it'll get him paid and get him home, I feel like he's good with that. So, you know, some people do it as a passion, some people do it for the money. If I need to start stripping branches from a pine with heavy lean, should I just remove them from the back on the way up and then top it? Or should I go all the way around and take everything off? It's going to depend on if you're dealing with a lean, okay, even if your lean's like this and you have branches on both sides, okay, even these branches being here, even if you took all these, because of the lean, these branches are also putting backward push. So a straight tree, you could take all these here, and then the tree would want to go this way. But with a leaning tree, it's creating pressure. Like, all the limbs are almost creating pressure to a point on height. So I would say, if you're dealing with a leaner, I would strip it all the way and then knock the top out. It's just my own personal preference. So somebody else may do it completely different. Damn, I ran. Nah, well, the ribs, my doctor said they'll never heal. My sternum will never be back together there. So it's something that I get used to. But man, it was almost, I got back to when it hit them, it shifted them. And, I could have cried. It hurt so bad. I butchered that comment. Well, okay, hang on. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean, Josh. Yeah, I mean, you could try, if you're dealing with a pine tree, stripping a few out for a path and then putting a speed line and zip lining them all the branches down with some straps, that's usually the quickest way to do pine trees. I've kind of moved speed lining over into these kind of trees, which doesn't get done a whole lot, but that's the reason I don't do a lot of speed linings, because I feel like that's for evergreens and stuff, and it works a lot better for straight stemmed, everything growing off one stem. It usually works great. So I stripped them all on leaning trees. Yeah, Chris, I agree. I exactly. If you're worried, put a pull rope in and just nice. Yep. Yeah, but if you're dealing with, depends on how far gone that pine is. Is it incredibly dead? Because they can become a foamy tree that won't hinge at all. So there's just so many variables to just say that, hey, this is the way. I think better be safe than sorry. So, as me being a guy that can't actually see what you're talking about, I understand what you're saying, and to be safe, that would be my suggestion. Dang it, I gotta get some new suspenders. Oh, that hurt my back. Jeez. Damn, it's almost, like I have a pinched nerve now. God dang it. I never had back problems before my fall. I had bad knees, and that was it. Now I got back problems, and I hate it. I'll probably have them for the rest of my damn life. It's it's a live tree, fortune. Okay, cool. Yeah, right on. Well then, yeah, I would do what we were saying. Um, get that weight real high, so you get real good hinge and bend in that. If you was to get the rope set good enough and high enough, and then get that top up there, you could probably follow the whole thing if you needed to. Um, you can put a notch in on a leaner, especially a green one, and start to tension, and you can almost get a tree that's like this. You can put a notch in it and start to tension even before you make your back cut, and almost get that tree to where it's starting to go straight. Then start cutting. You've got command, you know. But falling trees is definitely its own thing. It's its own technique. I mean, I I wouldn't fall things that I see bucking fall. I wouldn't do. It's just not my style. I feel like, why not just climb up there and do it instead of taking a chance trying to fall it through this narrow little path. Or sometimes it's fun. Sometimes I push the limit just for the fun of it, but yeah, it depends on the person. Depends on your skill. Where's your skills at? Is your skill in climbing, or is it still there? Is your skill in climbing, or is it in falling, or is it in rigging? There's so many like off branches of where guys are good. Some guys are amazing at crane work but can't rig. Some guys are just phenomenal at piecing trees out and cutting and chucking. That's all. So depends on the person. Show you that cut in my rope. Like I just oh yeah. There it is. Yeah, I think she's done. I was a little scared trying to climb on that. And it didn't want to go through the zigzag very good either. I don't know why. So that is, let's see, hang on, 5, 10, 15 foot. I got about 15 foot lanyard now. That I'll have to cut that off. Guys, it looks like my phone is about to go dead. So I will wrap this up. Look at the comments, but I'm gonna have to stop this live feed. Jesus Christ, I hit that thing again with my head. Okay. They're still there? Okay. I have swung entire pines 180 degrees with a rope and wedges, yeah. Feline pines makes it smooth and yes it does. And it just, especially when you have something like an obstacle to go around or go over, or a long distance to drag them, you can eliminate a lot of that distance with the speed line and make it a lot less of a drag. Or sometimes you get it all the way to the chipper or trailer if you're rich, unlike me. If you're not rich, then you gotta get it to the trailer and pick it up and load it old school. I don't ever want a chipper. I don't think I want any of those tools. I like doing it little, just the way I'm doing it. I wouldn't mind using a crane every once in a while, but I always figure out a way to do them without using a crane, so I can't ever justify it. Guys, catch up on these comments. Oh man. The trick with speed lining is getting you're using for your speed line almost to where you're going to top. Yep. I usually use an X-ring up there to redirect it, and then to swing the top out on. And because the top's usually a lot bigger than any branches that you're speed lining, so I use an X-ring to the top, and then anchor it down a little lower for make it a little secure, and then it's already set for me to blow the top out at the end, and that's how I usually do it. So did I miss something? I gotta run. I'm super grateful. Oh, right on, Gerard. Hey, you stay safe, buddy. There's rabbit soldier on a log and company for 6 years. And there are some trees looking forward that I would. Yeah, some guys that fall trees, I've been amazed. Anytime, be safe. Yeah, it will be a great lanyard, Dave. I agree. Oh, Gerard, you're the man. Thank you so much. Oh, don't worry about it, man. It's all my pleasure. I do it because I want to, not for anything else. Yep. Josh, you got it. Gonna need to get you some body armor. Yeah, I know. Just so I don't break what I got left. Small chipper are nice, bro. Yeah, I can't say. I wouldn't mind having a smaller chipper. You know, I do agree there. I wouldn't think it would be easy to get rid of chips. You know, a lot easier in the brush. So I don't run. I'm not looking to do this to make a bunch of money or anything. I do it to help people for the most part and to give myself something to do because I love doing it. I don't need to do it really. I could find something else to do. I could do nothing and be fine. I'm okay. It's what I love doing. So less loads too. Love the BC 900. Yeah, that's one that I've really looked at. But hey, guys. Gerard, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I really appreciate it. Anytime you guys do stuff like that. So, Bill, I'm trying to remember Bill's last name, but I can't remember his last name. But Bill is the one that won the slap for guessing my age. Some of you guys are jerks, and you shouldn't say I'm old. All right, that's not nice. Somebody said I was 60. That is ridiculous. And I told him his mom thinks I'm in my 20s though. And then Robert Bettis said I ain't right. And I think that was perfectly the correct answer to give back. So, just my opinion. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'm going to get off. Sam Bullen right there. Sam's the one that won. Sam, I haven't answered your email, but I got it. I stored it away. I'll get that shipped out to you. So, guys, stay safe. Thanks for everything. And catch you on the next one.